Hi, my name is Lee, and I want to talk to you today about how we might be able to change patterns of thinking and develop a new perspective for our own lives. All of us can have unhelpful or negative thoughts every day of our lives. The real challenge is when those thoughts become embedded in our lives as a repeated pattern of thinking rather than isolated thoughts that we can easily hit off into the long grass. There can be cycles and clusters of thoughts that become prevalent in our lives, and we find it hard to dismiss and remove those processes from our mind. We wish there was a tool or an app that we could download that would immediately erase all those painful memories and thoughts from our minds. But life isn't that easy, is it? We don't find it easy just to shrug off those thoughts of unworthiness, of condemnation, of blame, of anger and despair. The Apostle Paul in the Bible describes himself as a most miserable person. And that's something we don't really frequently associate with the Apostle Paul. And yet he was aware of inner struggles within himself that were overwhelming him. In Romans 7, he describes a power that was within him, that was at war with his mind. And Paul understood that we frequently feel conflicted in the area of our mind. It feels as though there's a battle raging for our mental well-being, and Paul certainly understood his personal struggles. His inclination was to rise above those battles, and yet he found himself going in a direction in his life that he didn't want to go in, and it perplexed him how ineffective he felt to be able to change his inner self and his well-being. Paul discovered for his mental health to turn around, he had to let God transform him by changing his thought patterns. He writes, "Don't imitate the trends and culture of society around you, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think." One of the biggest challenges we face is the reinforcement of unhelpful patterns of thought through us embracing a false narrative. And we have to learn to reframe our thoughts with a new perspective and narrative. Otherwise, those thought patterns just get more deeply entrenched until we believe them to be an unshakable reality that's always going to define who we are. When Elijah struggled with his mental health, he was asked twice, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" What a question to ask ourselves. What are we doing here? Why have we got to this place? In other words, Elijah didn't understand what had happened for him to reach such a low point in his life. And Elijah's distorted thinking was, there's only me. I'm on my own. I'm isolated. No one cares about me. And it's what he believed to be his reality. The way we break patterns of thinking is to fix our focus on something different. Instead of being fixated with things that are negative, things that are discouraging, we need to recalibrate our attention on what is going to be constructive for our lives. Paul knew that he wasn't perfect, that he wasn't the finished article when he came to a place of faith. He knew that he had to regularly choose to focus on one thing that would help him to break free from his past. He says, I focus on just one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. We sometimes try and achieve too much in all at one go, and we have to have bite-sized, manageable things that we try and implement. A few things at a time that start to bring that breakthrough in our lives. The best thoughts are elusive unless we intentionally focus on them. And then we need to rebuild those reconstructed thoughts into our lifestyle so they become established within us. We don't break free from unhelpful thinking unless we start to develop a new pattern of thinking. We must replace those negative thoughts with more constructive thoughts. We must ensure there's enough of a positive focus in our lives to stop us reverting back to those old patterns of thinking that hold us as prisoners. Fix your thoughts on what is true, what is honourable, what is right, what is pure, what is lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and praiseworthy. Let me finish with a short prayer for you. Lord, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to develop a new perspective. Please unlock fresh hope and perspective for our lives. We want to have a new vision for our lives and our future. Help us to see ourselves and our lives from now on with fresh eyes. In the past, it feels like we've been looking at life through dirty glasses, where the lenses were distorting our reality. Give us a new perspective to see our lives, to see ourselves as you see us. Amen. God bless.